Hey guys, I'm Provenzano, and today I'm going to show you how to make my homemade granola. It is one of the more popular recipes on my website, and I think it's popular because it's really easy. It's also really good. It's perfect to have around for snacking, especially if you're on the go, you have kids. Doesn't matter. It is so good and so easy. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is. Start with 4 cups of rolled oats. And I use the old-fashioned oatmeal, basically. And then half a cup of unsweetened coconut. And I'm going to show you. This is unsweetened. You can see it's a little. So normally I use a 1/4 cup of wheat germ, but I actually don't have any. So I'm leaving it out today. And 1 cup of sunflower seeds. Usually I use raw, but you can use roasted, but just find some that are unsalted. If you can only find ones that are salted, don't add salt to this recipe. And then pumpkin seeds, also known as pepita seeds. And I like to buy them raw as well, and that's 1 cup of those. So there are no nuts in this recipe, just seeds. 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. I like sesame seeds, add a nice rich crunch to it. And because I haven't put anything else with salt in it, I'm going to do half a cup or half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon, not half a cup of salt. And then into some of my favorite parts of this. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon I use for everything. Alright, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is a half teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of these. I love using cinnamon. I love the warmth. I love the depth. It smells so good. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And if there's any of these spices that you don't like, you can just leave them out, or if there's any that you do like, you can add them in. I'm always changing up this recipe seasonally. I do a gingerbread granola. I add molasses to it. I add some more spices, and I do a chocolate one, which is really good. And then allspice. Basically, I just do a sprinkle of allspice. Call it about 1/4 teaspoon, or however much you like. It's a bit of a stronger spice. And if you only have cinnamon around, just use that. That's no big deal. Okay, so to this, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And I mix it up a lot with my hands too. That's okay. Clean hands. Alright, mix that up. So I have over here a half a cup of coconut oil and half a cup of honey that I've melted and cooled slightly. If you don't have coconut oil, you can use butter. It makes it just a little bit more rich tasting. I like the coconut oil for this because it makes it so that the granola doesn't get too crispy. I find with the butter it does get a little bit more crispy, so whatever you like. And then just mix it up. Of honey, I do 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Just adds that little bit of gourmet sweetness, adds a little bit of gourmet sweetness, and just a really nice layer of flavor. You just keep on mixing. And just continue to mix until it all is evenly coated with the honey and the coconut oil. Okay, so you can see it is all, isn't that pretty? It is all evenly covered. And so what I'm going to do now, I have 2 baking sheets that I have lined with parchment paper. And so I'm going to distribute this evenly among the 2 sheets. So 2 sheets. And something that I try to describe in the blog that I feel like is really hard to describe, so that's why I wanted to make it and show you, is how I like to spread it onto the sheet. Now, with a lot of granola recipes, they say just spread it around the parchment paper. And so what I like to do, and I'm going to show you once I get all this out of the bowl. So I spread it around, but I make sure not to spread it all over the place so there's all these openings. What I do is I make sure to keep it all together. So what this does is it creates those big chunks that you'll eventually go in there and break up, and that is what I like. So you see? Just like that. And then you do it with this one too. So this goes into the oven at 325 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. So why 325? I have found that by baking it at a little bit of a lower temperature, it creates that really nice, soft, yet crunchy texture that I really, really like, instead of just really, really crunchy. There's a huge difference. So do it that way. If you do like it crunchy, just bake it a little bit longer, maybe 15 to 17 minutes. But for more chewy and crunchy, 12 to 15. So I just pulled out the second one from the oven, and I want to show you this first one's cooled. And you can see how it is slightly brown on the outside, but it's still that one big piece. So I like to go in, and you can see, look at it, comes up in like one big piece, and I just break it up. So you see you have these really big chunks, and once you get to the middle, so the outside they're a little bit crunchy, and then in the middle they're going to be a little bit softer. Sort of like how I like to eat my cookies. I like my cookies crunchy on the outside and chewy on the inside, and that's what this granola is like. So it has that nice chewiness to it, as well as a really good, like you can see this one's going to be nice and crunchy. So then I just break them up like that, and I like to put them in a cute little container. So you see, just break it up just like that. You continue to put it in here. All these really nice big pieces. You just go in and sneak little. Go in and sneak little. I love it. It's so good. It's such a good snack to have around. Kids love it. Adults love it. It's healthy. It has tons of energy. It has that nice crunch from all the different seeds in there. And then it has that richness from the coconut oil that I really like. And of course that hint of vanilla. So good. Just keep stacking. Thanks. So that's it. That's how you make homemade granola. It's that simple. And if you guys have any requests for recipes or crafts, anything like that, just feel free to leave it in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. There will be a lot more recipes coming and tutorials coming. So thank you. Thanks, and I'll see you guys soon.